Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Along the Spiritual Journey. So, everything is born in darkness. The question that I pose is it capable of growing in the light? See, the thing that I've noticed about light work, shadow work, healing work, that people think this spiritual journey is a game. They think that it's just, again, sunshine and bubblegum, but it's not. If you are not ready or capable of doing the work of being a positive influence on yourself every single day, all day, then you are not going to be prepared to come out of that shadow work to do light work. I want people to understand what the spiritual world is about. I want people to embrace knowing how to do shadow work and all these different things you hear people talking about. But the thing that I'm always about is giving people the light at the end of the tunnel. Light work is simply understanding that once you come out of darkness, it is your responsibility to make sure that every single day, no matter the circumstance, no matter the weather, no matter what you're going through, you find a way to seek balance, which is letting your ego go, letting yourself remember you control absolutely nothing about this human avatar. You are only in charge of it. You operate at the best of your ability, but if you let it fall to the wayside, it's going to fall to the wayside. The thing that I've recognized in spiritual work, anything, but mostly this world, is that people feel that once they cross the bridge of spirituality, they made it. That is part of the journey, is crossing that bridge, because you have to trust that there's something on the other side that's worth going over there for. This is where we're going to get our stagnant energies and souls, because shadow work is simply going back into the womb. It's not easy, it's hard. It's because you're getting all these chemicals and memories and things flushing and flowing back into your consciousness, your subconsciousness, and it's hard to deal with emotionally if you've never been trained on how to understand that your emotions are a barometer of how you need to get back to middle. Then you will fall right back into that negative energy from the past, and that's when you get sucked into that vortex. And so I applaud people who say, I'm not mentally ready for that. Good, because what you don't want to do is walk into this world and then everything emotional that ever made you feel you had to stand against the world is starting to crumble and chip away. That really does chip away at your identity, which is the point of a rebirth. If you're willing to get rid of the identity that was created for you, it's not going to be easy. You're literally going to have to say, everything I think I knew is no longer true, and I have to know how to let it go and walk through this spirit with universe and trust that the gods and the people and the energies that I trust in will guide me correctly. Because the thing that I noticed when it comes to any type of healing modality is people think light work is easy. Light work is not easy. Light work is remembering. A great example is the library guy. Beautiful soul, happy person. They can have their own past. They could have done some really dirty stuff. They could have a record. All I know, I don't care. The point is, now, today, they're using their energy to spread joy. They're using their energy to spread awareness. So even if they were in the most heinous of energies prior to becoming that person they are, today they're using their light to shine on others. And just like you see, people were attacking them and calling them weird and all this stuff, and it's like, that's the light work. When you've walked through the shadow and you know that you're no longer in that negative space, and you see that that person just is a lost and hurt soul. When I hear people attacking happy people online, I realize instantly they don't know how they got there, and they don't know how they maintain it. That's all I hear. Because when I meet most people, they're genuinely good people. They're genuinely happy, but they think that they're not because of the things that they're taught and raised around. And so they stay in that dark work and they don't move past it. And they just allow that to become their identity. So this is why I say it doesn't matter if you do all of the modalities and the chanting and the ayahuasca and the shrooms and whatever desert you go to if you want to trip. That is a part of you touching the experience, but coming back because you're tethered to the shadow. You're too afraid to let everything go and just walk through on your own accord. This is where light work is important, because once you come out of those shadows, if you don't know how to take the intensity and the heat of the outside world, you're going to shrivel up and die. And you're going to go right back to that energy of, why am I even trying? Why is spirit doing this to me? Why is the universe attacking me? Why? And it's like, the universe is like, I didn't do nothing. You picked that path. I showed you the light and you chose to go back on that path. And so we have to remember it's our own personal responsibility to stay and remain in our discipline. I've met many people where they will meet me and think that my energy is fake because I genuinely am a happy person, but I don't put up with bull crap. So for me to sit back and let somebody else be stuck in their womb and judge me based on that, I'm not going to judge them. I'm going to let them, because that's what children do. They're supposed to judge the outside world and to figure out what works for them. As the adult and as the adult energy that I represent, I'm not going to chastise an energy child or a soul child, even if it's inside of a human grown body. We have to remember that as leaders in spirituality, it is a conscious discipline to wake up and choose to be this way. It is not, oh my gosh, I understand the chakras now. I understand Kundalini. I'm here. I get it. That's a language just like everything else. It's a tool to explain what we're trying to do, this modality of self-discovery, right? You have to understand that everyone's not going to get it. That's it. You don't have to force them to get it. You don't have to want them to make them get it. You just have to let them get it. And when they want to, they'll come to you, and then that's when you interact and give them your light. And then if they can handle your light, great. If they can't handle your light, you have to know when to walk away. Because I know that my light is intense. And I've learned a long time ago that most people are not going to like that much truth back in their face. Because why? They see someone who's put together, takes care of themselves, and they're not manipulating the energy to get what they want like everyone else around them. So it's confusing because people are like, are you manipulating me right now? Because this is a really good level of manipulation. And it's like, baby, I am so beyond that level. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because I am here to let people know I already know how the game works. I already see the game plan. It's not for me to play, because it can't play me. I've already won. I just know that when people come out that darkness, I'm going to guide them to that bridge. When they walk across that bridge, I'm going to remind them, this is where you make sure you protect yourself from that heat. This is where you make sure everything that you showed yourself in those shadows, in the darkness, who said you weren't worthy of who you are and what you want to be now, is finally caught up to you. And you can say, okay, I am ready to do the work. Then when you get out into that heat, it doesn't matter what comes to you, storm, whatever, this or that. If your roots are firm in your foundation, which is why shadow work is important, then nothing can rip you from your environment. Nothing can take you from out of where you belong, because it's always going to be there. Even if they rip the top off, your roots will remain. This is why it's important to understand that you can't put yourself in the same category as every single person on this journey. It's just like that tree. Everyone's journey is different. And for some of us, it's finding our way back to that core, back to the trunk, and going downward and coming back out. And if you want to hang out in the auxiliary parts of your energy to understand who you are, so be it. But do not get lost in the darkness and then believe that you're supposed to be saved by someone else's light. You have to discover that light. You are that light. You become that light. And once you're radiating that energy, you'll always be able to see what's in front of you, no matter who it is, what it is, or how dark it is. Okay? Love ya. Mwah.